Harry Gonzalez. I am the bass player for the band Lost Nebula. We've been playing for, I don't know, 10, 11 years. Yeah, well, we started in 2013, but officially, I mean, for the public, we started in 2014. Yes. Oh, yes. We have 11 years yet. And, well, I don't know what else.
So what is it that brought Lost Nebula together in 2014?
Huh? What was, do you mean what was the challenge or something
Yeah,
like
well,
that?
like you have an entire band together, a female vocalist. Like who's in the band, and how did everyone meet?
Well, right now, uh, have to start from what we are doing right now,
Okay.
just to understand our history. Well, we have done a lot of changes since the last time we visit you guys in Canada back in 2023. Yes, and we changed also the band members. Well, one of them, the guitar player.
Mhm.
So the band since 2013 has changed a lot of members. I don't know. Well, I think it's like most of the bands we know. I actually don't know a band that have worked their entire career without changing a band member from the beginning or from the recent days of their career. And since making this kind of music here in Mexico is very difficult, is as well very difficult to keep the same members, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, when we started in 2013, I started the band with Quetzalin. That's the name of the our vocalist, which is my wife as well. And yeah, we met in college, and uh, well, she was playing with another band at that time, and I had a project that time as well. And we start to talk to get along, thanks to the music. And when we were dating, we decided to make Lost Nebula. But it was like more like a hobby, or just I don't know, just to have a project from us.
Okay.
And we start to look for another guitar player, two guitar players in the time, a drummer, and start just to make music. To have fun, to just to make music, because that's what we love to do. But fortunately, we start to grow very, very fast here in Mexico, foremost as well, of course. And we decide to make our first tour outside Mexico in 2018, because we met. This is curious because Mayo, our tour manager, is living in Canada. He is from the same hometown as us.
Okay.
He's Hermosillo in Sonora. But we met him in 2014 when he was touring with Unleash the Archers
Okay.
in that day. Uh-huh. And they were playing here in Mexico, and we were invited to open their show. And we met Mayo, thinking he was actually a Canadian. No. And well, we start to talk about business, and a few years later, that happened 2014, 2018. We start with this tour. Was super good experience. I love Canada and all the venues that we play and all the bands and the friends we did there. And we kept touring 2019, 2022 again, and 2023. Of course, for the pandemic, we didn't do it in 2020, 2021.
Hmm.
And yes, we finished this tour in 2023. We need to take like a rest of everything, all these things, and and to plan new things for Last Nebula, and well, all the projects that we have individually, each one of us.
Right.
And I don't know if I answered all.
Yeah. No, no, you're good. You covered it.
Okay.
You mentioned earlier that it is a challenge to uh, create the music and play the music that you play in Mexico. Why is that?
Because the kind of music that people listen here, or the most popular kind of music, is not rock, is not metal. So we used to be, and I'm going to talk about this later. We used to be a progressive metal band.
Okay.
So the most unpopular music genre here in Mexico, and that's why it's very difficult here. So the music here in Mexico is more about Latin music, more regional music. It is equivalent to, I don't know, maybe in Canada is country music. I don't know, maybe. Well, it's the
I
same
get what
thing.
you mean. Yeah, yeah,
It's the same thing.
yeah.
And so to get a spot in the map, the music industry here in Mexico is very difficult with this kind of music. Now it's more difficult if you do it in English, because we play music in English. We
Mm-hmm.
used to play music in English. So doing that here in Mexico is very, very difficult. But we've been working a lot, super hard, to make a to get, like, let's say, like a position here in the music industry.
Mm.
Mhm.
So why the choice to write lyrics in English instead of in Spanish?
Because before Lost Nebula, as I told you, the Quetzalin used to have an band which was in Spanish,
Okay.
and I used to have another band which was in Spanish as well. So with the idea to try different things, we decided to make it English, and also because we thought it will be easier to go outside Mexico with our music.
Mm.
It happened, yes. Maybe it didn't happen as big as we wanted to be, but it worked, really, really worked.
Yeah.
No, but now, well, things are changing a little bit. But yes, that was the decision, the original decision.
Yeah. So I had a chance to go through some of your library, of course, and I could sense, at least from my own opinion, there were some inspirations for certain songs, certain feels. At times, I could feel as though there was like a mix between Megadeth and Evanescence within your music and your lyrics. Also, your wife, sorry, Cantalina, is that
Quetzalin.
sorry, yes, and she has incredible range. So like with that being said, like is that, am I like in the same ballpark as where your inspirations are?
Well, actually, I think it's the first time I hear that Megadeth is like
Really?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Okay.
Evanescence is very, very common, I guess, for the female voice, and the tone of the voice is very similar to Amy Lee.
Mm-hmm.
But the most that we are referred to is Dream Theater.
Is
Flat Dream Theater.
oh really?
Dream
Okay.
Theater.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dream
Uh
Theater.
huh. Yeah, it's one of my most inspirations.
Okay.
Inspiration, sorry. Uh huh.
Yeah. So it was actually like just going through my notes here. It was actually a Darwin Among the Machines, where there was a breakdown in there, and I was like, I had to look back because I was writing some notes. I had to look back because like, did I just switch to Megadeth? Because it was just the way that the beat dropped. You guys got into the guitars, and you just really hammered through like a bit of a vocal break there. Like it the fact that maybe I made that connection and that wasn't your intention. I mean, kudos to you for just going with where the music took you. Is like the writing process when it comes to your albums, including your most recent one, Stories Set in the Future. Is there a flow and a communication there? Is there like a story that you wish to tell all the time?
Yes. Well, actually, just to be clear, Story Set in the Future was actually our second EP that we released.
Okay,
The
yeah.
newest one is created in the image of God.
Okay.
And well, the writing process, speaking only on the music, not lyrics. Well, it always starts with to say it, with that goal that we want to reach. You know, what we want to do this time. And and I this time I try to do something. How to say it? Something that can sound like futuristic. Let's say, if you had the opportunity to listen, for example, the song "Technophobia."
Yes.
The scenes I chose to this song was, I tried to make it like sound very very futuristic, like very robotic, you know.
Right. Right.
and and it's not like, sometimes it's not like we are looking to do something specific. A lot of ideas come in the process of writing, you know, and on the songwriting. So in this time, with creating the image of God, we try to do something else. But when it's about the lyrics, we try to keep like the same theme in the whole. Well, it's not an album; it's an EP, but let's call it album.
Sure.
We try to keep the same theme in the lyrics and the album. This is, for example, this creating the image of God is about all the discrimination that sometimes happens, you know,
Right.
in any kind of group. So is the name is because, well, it's not about religion. I gonna try to explain,
Right.
uh, but it's not about religion. It's more about like it's supposed that God said that we should love each other as much as He loved us, and at the same time, the people is not acting like that, you know.
Right.
And we try to make up all this theme about discrimination with the, the transhumanism, you
Okay.
know.
Yep.
Transhumanism, I don't know if you know what it is, but it's supposed in the future humanity will be able to change some parts of the body with robotic in order to make to have a better life. How to say life? Not experience, life.
Expectancy.
Yes,
Okay.
expectancy. Yes, sorry, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but now right now, today in 2025, already exist groups that are criticizing or fighting against that kind of things, you know. 2025 is not even a thing right now, transhumanism, and already people that is against that, you know,
Yeah.
the discrimination. So it's about that, about that.
Yeah.
And we are trying to think about themes in the lyrics that involve the situation on the humanity, that involve things like mm, mental health. You know, you have to know that in these days, anxiety, depression, things like that are very very popular.
Yeah.
We try to talk about that in a very mm, psychology way.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
how to say it.
Yeah. 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 Psychological way. Yeah.
Psychological, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. created in the image of God. Like I can appreciate the fact that you are, acknowledging spirituality and religion while not diving into it and getting into like the muck of it. You recognize the message that should be with the the association of God or a holy power, while at the same time not getting lost in the deeper message. And you know what? To this day, like honestly, like you have technology that can help to make someone live longer and have a later life expectancy. You have pacemakers and you have transplants and you have some technology that even people who are diabetic have this little thing on their arm and they can scan to make sure that they are healthy. And so I do appreciate the message of we're moving towards a longer life. Let's work towards treating each other better to be better in life, which is a great message to have. I hope I got that right.
Yeah, totally. Yes.
So, created in the image of God, your most recent release, not including the remaster, came shortly after the live sessions, which I saw a couple of videos of that. What was that experience like? Because it looked like it was put together with a bunch of people, and it was near close to the end of pandemic, but was like that must have been like a fun experience, or at least a dream come true or something like that, because it looked like you guys were having a blast.
Well, the live sessions happened because when the pandemic started,
Yeah.
actually we were planning the tour on that year into this to 2020.
Yeah.
Um, but well, suddenly the pandemic started, everything stopped.
Yeah.
Everyone has to be at home, so we had to think about how to keep working, you know, despite the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
despite that we have to be at home and all the venues closed and everything was not possible, right?
Right.
So the idea came because there was a media here in Mexico that they start to make this, let's say, like a gig, but virtually.
Right.
And they start to invite all the bands that they wanted to make the live sessions, you know, or to have this, let's say, concert, you know,
Right.
or festival. And yes, we sent our session because well, it was not that live. You know? It was live session, but not live streaming.
Fair enough.
And and it was a really good experience, super fun. It was a good way to keep working on things. Maybe, well, of course, not connecting directly with the public,
Mm.
but a good idea to. It was a another way to make music that perhaps without the pandemic we will not be able to experience, right? So we kept doing the same thing. Uh, I don't remember how many live sessions we did. Maybe it was like a four, five, six, perhaps. But and all of them was a different experience. Really good. And when the pandemic started to, let's say, I don't know, is over is the correct
Calm
word.
down, maybe.
Come now, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And the live gigs came back. Well, we stopped doing this about live streaming.
Okay.
When sometimes we do, let's say, like a playthrough for one of our songs,
Mm.
but that's it. Uh-huh.
When it comes to your songwriting, what is it like? What type of system or formula do you have, or is every song approached differently? Do you have song? Do you have like a rhythm, and then you try to match the lyrics to it, or do you have a story you want to tell and you try to match it with some sort of song, or is it like a brainstorming session amongst you and the rest of your group?
Sometimes it's a brainstorm, but sometimes it's just lucky. For example, this one, Darwin Among the Machines.
Yes.
Once I was this on YouTube, and there was this man that is made by two bass players and drums that is called the Omnific. And I was watching their videos and of course listening to the music. And I don't remember what song they were playing, but I tried to play something similar. And I was using my bass. These guys are super talented, but I just tried to learn something new. And I was playing, and suddenly I was playing something completely different from what they were playing.
Hmm.
I like a lot, and that became the main theme of the song. Of that's super
Really?
lucky. Yeah, yeah, yes. It was something really interesting. But sometimes it's like, well, I look for the songs that we already released, and I start to analyze what we haven't done at this moment.
Mm.
Okay, maybe we already have a song, but we start with the, I don't know, with the bass, or we start every all the instruments at the same time, or maybe start with an arpeggio with a guitar. I don't know. So I start to look for what something that what we haven't done at that moment, and I start, I don't know, with the riff, with the lyrics, with the I don't know, melody of the voice or anything,
Mm.
and 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 uh, and from that we start to develop all the parts of the song. It's not always that we have a goal that what we want to do, what we want to write,
Hmm.
or how we want to make it sound. Sometimes we just go with the flow, as I said early, and I don't know. There are a lot of variations on the process, but normally is looking for what what we want to do that it sounds new to us.
Gotcha. Okay. It's interesting because like there are some times where it's like there are a couple of bands where it's very formulaic and this is the process. This is where we start. Even if we don't have the lyrics yet, this is where we're going. So it's always interesting to me because like I'll admit, like I'm a very amateur musician. My primary instrument is a bass guitar, but I'm not very
So,
good at it. I'm learning slowly over the years. But
okay.
I'm nowhere near anywhere of being able to write a song, let alone be able to get through practicing with some friends or jamming with some friends without sounding like I'm occasionally off key. So being able to write music is always just amazing because it's you're creating you're taking a story or you're creating something out of thin air, and it's just it's something that it's a skill set that I don't have, and so it's just like I said, it's just amazing to me always. Speaking of instruments, though, if you don't mind me asking, what is your bass guitar? What do you play?
I am playing six strings Warwick from the Thumb series.
Okay.
It's from the 90s, from the Warwick golden era. Super heavy, super heavy, yes. But I love it. The sound is
Yeah.
perfect. This is what I've been looking from when I started to play bass, like almost 22 years ago.
Mm.
And I think I was playing for a month when I discovered this bass. I always wanted it. It's super. There's is that bass. I mean, yeah, yes,
That's fair.
yeah.
Why did you pick bass guitar then?
Uh, I don't know. I think it was something about feeling with the connection with the instrument, because I start with the drums,
Oh,
and it's super. To me, it's a really good. I don't know. I really like drums, but I don't know. I didn't see myself doing something further than just playing in my room, you know.
okay,
And then I tried with the guitar, and the guitar, I don't know. I just didn't have that connection.
right.
And when I was a teenager, I had a friend that he started to play the bass, and was when I discovered the sound of the bass, that I just start to notice how the bass sounds. and I was like, I want to try. Yes, I get the bass. It was I borrow from this friend actually, this bass, and I changed the strings because the strings were totally a mess, and I started to play, and like I don't know, 2 weeks later, I saw this DVD concert from Dream Theater. Actually,
Okay.
they were playing their one of the most famous albums that is called "Scenes from a Memory." The DVD is called "Scenes from New York," and I saw the bass player playing John Mayong, and I can't believe it that the bass can be played like that. I wanna play like that. This guy, I don't know if you have see him playing, super. I don't know even how to describe. This was something spectacular,
Yeah.
amazing, and I got in love with the musician from John Mayan, and yes, I started to practice a lot, a lot, practicing mm, 8 hours a day.
Mm.
I in that time I was at high school and I was skipping classes just to go to my home to practice, not to practice with the band, to practice
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
myself
Yeah.
in my room. Because I was super in love with the instrument, the sound, and
Mm.
a lot of things. That why I wanted to learn. And yes, that was the reason. Is like that the connection that I had
Gotcha.
with the instrument. Yeah.
That's that's dedication. Like skipping school to go home and practice
Yeah.
bass guitar. That's
Yes.
dedication. That's amazing. You
I'm not
mentioned,
proud.
hmm?
I'm not proud about that, but yeah.
Dude, I've skipped school for worse reasons.
Yeah.
You mentioned, the bass, the first guitar you had or whatever was like it was a mess. The strings were all jacked up, and it reminds me of my first bass guitar. I got a rhythm guitar, my very first guitar, and it was I traded a video game system for it. It was covered in, I could only imagine was orange juice, and the strings, there was only four strings on this 6 string guitar, and they were shoelace bow tied to the end of the guitar. It was a mess. It was an absolute mess. I still have this guitar. It's now like, it's just like a trophy piece in my bedroom. But that first guitar, like, it was a wreck. It was a mess. It was clunky, but I fell in love. I knew I wanted to start playing something, even if it was on that absolute wreck. But that's where things really started for me. So I totally get it. Like you find that connection and go, this is where I am. This is where I should be. So yeah, I totally get that. What do you have coming up in the near future for Lost Nebula? Are you going to hit the road again? Do you have a new album on the way?
Well, a lot of things are happening right now. I don't know if you have the opportunity to recently check out our social media, Facebook, Instagram, also YouTube.
Mhm.
There's nothing on it.
I did notice that
Totally.
there was
Really.
something before, and now it's kind
Uh,
of, yeah.
it's totally empty because mm, when we finish our tour in 2023 in Canada,
Yeah.
we have a couple of gigs here in a festival and another gig here in our hometown. And we realized that the things that were not happening or working as we wanted to be, we realized if we wanted to take Lost Nebula to the next level, we had to change a lot of things.
Okay.
And yes, we started to change a lot of things. And the only thing I guess we didn't change was the name of the band.
Okay.
We changed the logo, we changed the image, also we changed the style, we changed the language. Now we are writing in Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah, we are no longer progressive metal, not anymore.
Hmm.
And we get this conclusion because I was thinking that we are not connecting with the public, the people that listen to our music, because maybe we are doing the things somehow difficult to understand that we're trying to do, you know.
Gotcha.
And I tell to myself, I realize that if you want to do something, you have to use the tools that you know the tools and you know how to use them. Not the tools that you want to use them and you don't have experience with them. And then there where was when I realized that we need to change the language.
Okay.
We were recording a song that we never released, was in Spanish, and I remember the producer told me after he listened the final product, he told me the voice of Quetzalin sounds completely different in Spanish, but in a good way. You know, more secure. Of course, is easier to understand because that's our native language. And then after that, I start to think, well, if I'm writing a song, because I'm the main writer of Los Nebula, if I'm writing a song and want to make this connection, this deep connection with the people, to transmit the message that what I'm trying to say. If I want to make a song, oh, actually, I want to make a song that makes people jump to sing the lyrics, to when the song finishes,
Mm-hmm.
they still have in their minds,
Mm-hmm.
listen in their mind. Do I want that, or that people wants that, or they want bass solo? And I was like, I think nobody wants a bass solo about bass players, you know.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
so so that's what I started thinking about what we were doing, you know.
Gotcha.
So I need to make a sound that even my mom or my grandmother can understand what we are doing.
Yeah.
When it's about art, to me, when it's about art, they have to the art has to speak for itself. There's no need to explain what is happening, you know. To me,
Right. Right. Right.
that's my opinion. So we start to change a lot of things, as I told you, with the music, and but we said we're gonna take all the time that is needed to achieve this goal, you know.
Okay.
And yes, we start in the beginning of 2024, and today we realized the date of the releasing of the first song of this new material. And it's not going to be an album because album is very expensive
Yeah.
nowadays. But foremost because I think is if we want to make this connection, it's easier to take care of all the details if we release song by song. You know.
Right. Gotcha.
Now, with details, I mean details of the song. You know, because we are very very picky when we are selecting how we want to the lyrics, what they're saying, how we want to I don't know, the tone of the guitars, the tone of the bass, the mix, the master, everything. We were taking a lot of time, and me, I think we really achieved this goal because we are so happy with this new sound, with this new era of Los Nebula,
Mhm.
and that's what's coming this year. We are trying to hit the road next time. We're gonna start here in Mexico. If we want to go back, if we can go back to Canada, which will be something amazing to me because I really love the country. Actually, I have a family living in Canada.
Oh.
I haven't visit them yet, but yes, I have them there. And yeah, I hope next year we can make a really huge tour, Mexico, Canada, let's say United States. Well, you know how the things happening right now. But yes,
I don't blame you for
uh,
taking your time going back to the states.
yes, yes, but for now, Mexico and Canada is more than enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. So yeah, so with that being said, yeah, I did notice that there was definitely a lot of changes on your social media. Now as the the pages are still under the same name, Lost Nebula, MX. and the date on what is to come, which I'm assuming is going to be the first new song of this new sound and new approach to your music, is July 18th this year. So if everyone wants to, or anyone wants to listen and enjoy that, where is the best place that they can be a part of this?
So we're gonna be everywhere.
Everywhere.
All the platforms to listen, yeah, like Spotify and things like that. I don't know, YouTube, Bandcamp. We are not going to abandon our Bandcamp profile. I don't know, anywhere. This is going to be huge for us. You're gonna listen from us.
Yeah.
And yeah, yes, definitely. And the best uh, way to listen to our music is all the how to say this, music streaming. That's the word
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
in English.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. So, with that being said, is there anywhere else that you want people to go to follow you? And like again, like I'm looking forward to hearing this new sound and this new single coming out in July. But yeah, like where else would you like people to contact you, follow you, or just get in line for the new sound?
Oh, well, just stay in tune with our social media. Facebook, Instagram are the most that we use. We are start not start, but we are learning how to use TikTok. To me, this is still difficult,
Yeah.
but yes, we're working on that. And of course, on the music streaming platforms, Spotify. I don't know all the names. Apple something,
Yeah, yeah.
title
Apple
something.
Music,
Yeah,
YouTube,
Apple Music.
Spotify. Yeah,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah, yeah. Here in Mexico, the most popular one is Spotify.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know in Canada.
In Canada, it's the same thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. With that being said, I appreciate you spending some time with me. I'm looking for, like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I was a fan of the stuff that you've already released. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next. And I may not be able to understand it, but if it, that shouldn't matter. Like to me, it's always been
Yeah.
about the sound and the feel and the emotion of what comes with the song. So I am looking forward to it. My girlfriend's gonna love it even more because she's very fluent in Spanish. I am not.
Okay. Well, actually, you said something really important.
Yes.
That you're saying I'm not going to understand maybe, but I'm going to enjoy for the sound and all the things that have the sound. And one of the reasons that one of the many reasons that we decide to change the language. For example, I don't even know how to pronounce the name of Rammstein.
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 Yes.
Rammstein.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. And their lyrics are in Germany. In German.
Yep.
I don't speak German at all,
Yep.
but I really enjoy the music. You know.
Yeah.
And now I think we can get the same thing.
Yeah.
In Spanish. Yeah.
No, absolutely. You're right. Like to follow in the footsteps of Rammstein, of Nina, of Sepultura, of other bands like that, where they do dabble in English, but at the same time they stay within their native language and make music that is transcendent of language. They make music that is enjoyable by anyone who is a fan, and that's really what anyone, I'm sure, any artist or musician would hope for. Yes. Anyway, thanks for your time.